Every time a war starts, millions of people lose everything. Home, family, futures. But then something strange happens. The stock market sometimes goes up. That sounds sick, almost evil. But the market isn't a human being. It doesn't cry. It doesn't care who's right or wrong. The market only asks one question: will companies make more money or less? And that's why people who don't understand investing get completely confused. They think war should automatically crash stocks forever. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And the reason will completely change how you see money. Because the market doesn't price today's headline, it prices tomorrow. Let's see why. Look, imagine you own a lemonade stand. One morning someone tells you there's chaos across town. Your first reaction? Panic. But then you check your business. Customers are still buying, maybe even buying more. Would you shut the business down? Probably not. Now scale that idea up to companies worth billions. Some businesses get crushed during war. Airline, tourism, luxury shopping. Others suddenly become very important. Energy companies, defense manufacturers, cybersecurity firms, oil producers, shipping companies. Governments spend massive amounts of money during wars. And someone gets those contracts. Factories hire workers. Workers earn salaries. Salaries get spent at stores. Stores order more product. Money keeps moving. It just changes direction. That's why you can see horrible news on TV, while parts of the market quietly climb higher. Does that mean war is good? Absolutely not. Human suffering doesn't become good because somebody made money. Those are two completely different conversations. The mistake is assuming emotions move markets forever. Profits do. Expectations do. Future cash flow does. Let's hit you with something painful. Imagine you panic every time the news gets ugly. You sell your investments. You wait longer. And finally, after prices recover, you buy back in. Congratulations, you just sold low and bought high. Now think about this. If you invested $10,000 and earned around 10% a year for 30 years, you'd end up with roughly $175,000. But studies have shown that missing just a handful of the market's best days over decades can slash your returns dramatically because those big recovery days often happen right after the worst news. Fear doesn't just hurt your feelings, it attacks your future wealth. And here's another pun. Wars create headlines. Headlines create panic. Panic creates discounts. The patient investor sees the exact same event and asks one question: will this company still be making money 5 or 10 years from now? That single question separates investors from gamblers. Markets have survived world wars, oil shocks, financial crashes, pandemics, political chaos. Not because the world is perfect, because businesses adapt.
Humans adaptado.
Economies adapt. So what should you actually do? First, stop confusing the news with your portfolio. News companies make money by keeping you watching. Your investments make money by owning productive businesses. Second, don't bet everything on one company or one country. Spread your risk. Third, keep investing consistently, especially when everyone else is scared. No, that doesn't mean buying blindly. It means following a plan instead of following panic. Because emotions are expensive, discipline is boring, but boring usually wins. War is one of humanity's greatest failures. Nothing about losing lives should ever be celebrated. But pretending markets operate on emotion won't protect your money either. The market isn't rewarding suffering. It's trying to predict tomorrow's economy. Sometimes it gets that prediction wrong. Sometimes it gets it right. Your job isn't to predict every headline. Your job is to build enough patience that headlines stop controlling you. Because history keeps repeating one lesson. Fear shout, wealth whispers. The people who usually win aren't the smartest people in the room. They're the ones who stay calm while everyone else is losing theirs. And that may be the most valuable investment skill you'll ever learn.